You tired of spending Memorial Weekend in Miami or Vegas?
We'll join Cam and Rome's thrill in Brazil.
We talking sun, sand, and samba.
Come light skin like Barack, leave tan like Michelle Obama.
We big stepping under Celeron stairs, getting blessed under Christ Redeemer.
Cool off at Ipanema Beach, cause it's hot like a fever.
We'll be eating good, cause the food will be plentiful.
We'll be touching down at Ilha Grande, cause you know it's beautiful.
We'll be selling, volleyballing, and dancing.
Going out, beautiful ladies, and romancing. Come on, man. We'll be doing all that and so much more.
Like our trips this year and our trips before.
But that's neither here nor there. So book your spot now and catch a fare.
So don't miss out like this year and make yourself a vow
that you'll pull that trigger, because tickets are available now.
Alright, y'all, we tired.
Hit that link in the bio.
Why our hips still moving?
I don't know.
Stop them.
No.
Alright.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? My name is Zoom, and this is the time me and my ex got into a car chase. So this is right before COVID happened, right? So I end up meeting this guy. We end up in a whole relationship. COVID happens.
Coronavirus.
There are fears of rapidly spreading viruses.
And so you end up obviously in a relationship with the person that you're with during COVID, because that's what everybody did. So me and this person are in a relationship, and we end up catching COVID. At least I do. And so when I catch COVID, I'm going to keep myself in the car and seclude myself, you know, try to keep him safe, you know, all that good stuff. Mind you, we're living together at this point because COVID didn't allow you to really do much but be cooped up with somebody. So at the end of the day, we literally were, I was secluded in my car and got some food, whatever. He comes to check on me. Everything's cool. At some point, it was like day 3, he decides that it's just easier for me to go upstairs. So I go upstairs. We had just moved into this apartment.
Living out your car for 3 days.
3 days, just straight. And we were at the apartment, but I was in the parking lot of the apartment. And he was like trying to get me to come inside. But I'm like, you know what? No, I'm trying to keep you safe. Like, don't worry. I literally had COVID. I contracted COVID because a couple of days before I had went to the hospital for some other thing. And literally like the emergency room tech put their hands in my mouth because it was something like I had like an abscess or something in the back of my mouth, and literally like put their hands in my mouth without gloves. And I was in so much pain I didn't even think about it. They ended up having to drain it or whatever.
Open your mouth.
Catch COVID. That's literally how I ended up secluded in my car. So after the 3rd day of him like begging for me to come back inside, I'm like, you know what? All right, fuck it, I'll go. I wear a mask. Like, you know, this is day 4. They say it's kind of chill after that. So day 4.
That COVID cootie.
So I go up there and I'm like, I go upstairs and we had just moved into this house. Mind you, hospital, all this other stuff. We didn't really have time to like move everything from the house. So I'm starving at this point. And mind you, I just Uber Eated all this food to the car. Uber Eats costs like $40 for like Chick-fil-A or whatever. And so got all this food in my car. I'm over here like, okay, we got to figure out how to cook some food. But all of our pots and pans were at the other apartment. So when this happened, I'm like, all right, well, we have to figure out how to get some pot and pans. So I asked him to go get some pot and pans from the old apartment. He goes and grabs all of them. I told him to grab 1 pot, 1 pan, so we could just cook something up real quick and that's it. He has all these pots and pans, and then he took like an hour to get back. Mind you, I'm starving. We had just, I told you, I had COVID. I was hungry, just spent all this money on this other shit. I was to the point where I was like, I'm about to spend some more money. But he was on his way. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's struggling with all these pots and pans, and I'm like, bro, why did you bring all these pots and pans up here? And he's like, well, you're not helping me. So he starts spazzing out on me, and I'm like, dude, I got COVID. Like, I'm not about to help you with shit. I could barely like get up and maneuver. So he said some shit. He said like, oh, well, you're not helping me, da da da. I don't care if you got COVID. You can get out. I'm the type of person, you tell me something like that, I'm getting out. So I was like, okay. Had my mask on, was just like, I literally just left the bathroom. I think I just took a shower or something. It's like, all right, get in my car. And I had just got some weed because I'm one of those people that I always have some weed at some point. So I had some weed there. So I'm like, I'm about to roll up. And like, I'm not about to let him stress me out because like, fuck you. Like you tell me to get out and I got COVID and you don't want to help me? Okay, bet. So I literally go to I went to this park. It was like late night too. So I went to this park that I play basketball at sometimes. I start rolling up the blunt. Now I'm rolling up the blunt and I just, like, I'm sitting there, I'm just thinking, okay, what I'm about to do, because, like, I'm not about to be living with this man. It's COVID. Like, we and him are arguing, all this other shit. He told me to get out, bet I'm out. And so I'm rolling the blunt, and I look up, because I see some lights, and they look familiar. So I'm just like, this better not be who I think it is. And sure as hell, it's his lights. I'm parked this way. I see the lights coming towards me. So I like...
You know where you hoop.
Because he knew that I would go hoop there, and I was like, I sometimes pull up and smoke and whatever. Like, he was like, okay, if she's gonna be nearby, she's gonna be here. I'm gonna check here first. Found me. So, literally, I'm there. I see his lights, and I'm like, fuck. So I take off forward. I'm like, fuck this. Like, I didn't even spark the blunt yet. I just put the blunt down, fucking took off, and he's like coming this way. So I'm like, oh, I got some chance. So I go to this light, I hit the right, and I keep going, and I'm driving down, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm about to go to my homegirl spot. So I'm calling my homegirl, but she's not answering the phone. It's late. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm driving, and I turn, and I'm like turning enough to where I'm like, okay, I'm far enough away from him. He's not gonna be able to see where my car's at. Sure as hell, he comes behind me. I see his car coming behind me. I'm like, fuck. So it's a red light, and I'm like, damn, I can't run this red light. So it turns green. I speed up, and I get through the other light because it's a yellow light. He runs that light. So he's chasing me, like, he's behind me. And, like, I'm turning left. He's turning left. I'm turning right. He's turning right. I'm going through these neighborhoods because, like, the fucking... There's one street has all these lights on it. So it was like one light turns red, all of them turn red. Or like one turns red, like it was like that. So I was trying to maneuver to get around that because I knew that if I stood at a red light, he was gonna be behind me. So I'm maneuvering. I get back on the street with the lights, it's green, I run it again. He runs that one behind me, and the police hit the corner. So we're all stopped at this fucking red light. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't know if the police saw us do what we were doing. Like, mind you, we had circled that like square, like fucking Pac-Man on, like I was I was Pac-Man or the Ghost and he was Pac-Man or whatever the fuck. Like literally like that. And so at this point I'm like, damn, the cops probably been sitting here and just seeing us do all this shit. So I have this weed in the car, like whatever, even though weed is legal in California, I was just like, you know, they don't want you to have it in the car and then it smelled like weed. I just smoked in there earlier in the day, so they'll be on some extra shit. So I'm over here stressed out and he's behind me, so I'm like, fuck. So I slow down, and then at the end of that, like I think I ended up going back home because I was like, well, shit, my homegirl not answering the phone. I ended up leaving the next day though. But like I went back home and I was just like, yeah, well, ain't shit that I could. We almost got caught by the police. Police is like literally like staring into our cars because we're looking like suspicious as fuck. We're sitting there like, did they see us? Like I'm in my car, he's in his car. But like in our minds, it's just like, did they see us? Like, what the fuck is going on? And so yeah, like in the beginning of the car though, I forgot to mention this. When I first got in the car to leave, he jumped on the car. So
on the hood?
On the top part, because when he told me to get out, I said bet, and I got in the car. But like I'm literally putting it in my GPS where I'm about to go. He's like on top of the sunroof part because I opened it up because it was open a little bit because I had just smoked in there, like I said earlier in the day, and so it was cracked open. So he's trying to talk to me through that part. I was like, get the fuck off my car. He ends up getting off the car, and then he like tries to get on the front. He's like, no, but like stop, da, 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 da. And I'm like, no. And that's when the like actual car chase like started.
So me hearing this whole story, it seemed like the root cause of most of your problems is weed.
What?
If you didn't stop at the park to roll up, he wouldn't have found you.
Okay.
If you wasn't smoking, your roof on the top, he wouldn't have jumped on your car to talk to you to a sunroof because it wouldn't have been open. And then you wouldn't be worried about the police because you wouldn't have no weed on you. So weed seems to be
but
like,
what that says is I guess weed is important to me because I have weed in a part of every part of the story. Which,
I mean,
you know, shout out to some
obvious,
weed.
but it's also the cause of most of the problems in this story.
No, he was the cause of the problem of the story. If you tell somebody to get out and they don't get out, know that they just got they got some like weakness in their heart. They got to get that out of there.
No,
Because
that's
if
just
somebody
too much
says get out,
pride, 'cause you
somebody
end up
says
going
get
right
out,
back.
somebody says get out, you better get out. Listen to their requests and follow their requests. That's all you gotta do. Comply. That's it. Just don't hop on the person's car after
how
that
long-
person complies.
After you went back, y'all got into another argument.
I don't know. We dated for like another year after that. No, not a year. It was a couple months or something. I don't remember. It was years ago, so I don't know. For me, it was years ago. How long ago was COVID?
That weed, see?